Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the frosty world of XClash's very first season, Polar Tempest. This is a massive update that completely changes the game as we know it, throwing a harsh winter environment at us. It's all about survival now, balancing the cold with combat. This 8-week event has already started on servers 1 through 8. Get ready, because this frozen wasteland is packed with new goals, professions, monsters, and mechanics that will test even the most seasoned players. First up, let's talk about the new threats lurking in the snow. The elite monsters Yuhi used to have has transformed into fearsome snow wolves. Zombies are still around, but there is a major twist. You now need something called season resistance to fight them effectively. Without it, your troops will deal significantly less damage, and the monsters will hit you much harder. And yes, you'll be starting over from level 1 monsters. But the good news is you'll get cold and mithril as first kill rewards. Now, a pro tip for you grinders out there. Once you defeat a snow wolf of a certain level, you won't get those resources again for the same level. However, the level 60 snow wolf is a repeatable gold mine, giving you 30,000 mithril, 90,000 coal, and 5,000 profession experience every single time you defeat it. So that's your late game farming goal right there. So what exactly is this season resistance I just mentioned? It's a brand new stat crucial for your survival and success in Polar Tempest. The lower your resistance, the weaker your attacks, and the more damage you take. It's that simple. You absolutely need to build it up. There are 2 primary ways to increase your season resistance. The first is by activating the Season Weekly card, which gives you a flat bonus of plus 250 resistance. The second and more sustainable method is by upgrading a new building called the Thermal Furnace. This building is going to be your best friend this season, and we'll get into more detail about that in just a moment. Alright, let's talk buildings. 2 new seasonal buildings are absolutely critical to your progress: the Thermal Furnace and the Mithril Workshops. You'll be able to build the Thermal Furnace after completing a specific progression task. This building is the heart of your winter operation. Upgrading it increases both your season resistance and your overall castle temperature. The higher its level, the better the buffs. To keep it running, the Thermal Furnace consumes coal over time. You can even put it into overload mode, which burns more coal but generates a lot more heat. Super useful during extreme weather events. There's even a handy option to automatically turn it on and overload it during cold snap events, so you don't have to worry about freezing while you're offline. Upgrading the Thermal Furnace requires mithril, and that's where the Mithril Workshops come in. You can get mithril from Fesco Monster Rewards, but your main source will be these workshops. 4 non-spenders, you can build up to 4 of them. Upgrading the workshops requires coal, which you get from killing monsters, occupying ice mines, and various other seasonal events. I can't stress this enough. Your top priority this season should be leveling up your Thermal Furnace and Mithril Workshops. Everything else comes second. There are other new buildings, like the Profession Hall and the Halls of War. The Profession Hall will unlock as the season progresses, and the Halls of War become available once your Thermal Furnace reaches level 20. The Halls of War provide powerful boosts to your heroes based on their faction. However, upgrading these also costs a ton of mithril and coal, so my advice is to hold off on these until you've maxed out your Thermal Furnace. Focus on survival and your core economy first, then worry about the extra buffs. Now let's get into one of the biggest new mechanics: domain and castle temperature. Your castle's temperature will now directly impact almost everything you do. If your castle is warm, you'll get buffs on resource production, troop damage, and even healing speed. But if your temperature drops into the negatives, you'll suffer some serious penalties. Your temperature will naturally drop the closer you are to the center of the map during the random cold snap events, and every single time your troops march out of your castle. So, how do you stay warm? First, be mindful of your location. The outer edges of the map are warmer, while the center is a freezing death trap. Second, as we discussed, you have to build and upgrade that Thermal Furnace. It's your primary source of heat and resistance. Third, your union can help. Once unlocked, your R4 and R5 can build a union furnace, which creates a heated zone for nearby allies. Fourth is ally assistance. You can click on an ally's castle and choose to heat up. This sends a scout, costs 100 of your coal, and increases their castle temperature by 3 degrees. It's a great way to help each other out. Fifth, occupying cities provides a heat bonus to the occupying union. And finally, once the royal city at the center of the map is captured, the royal furnace will activate, raising the temperature across the entire server. Just a quick note, your castle temperature can't go above 300 degrees, so don't go too crazy with the heat. What happens if you fail to stay warm? This is where the freezing and unfreezing mechanics kick in. If your castle's temperature stays below a bone chilling, minus 20 degrees Celsius for 5 straight minutes, your castle will completely freeze over. When you're frozen, you can't relocate your city, and you can't send out any troops. You're completely stuck. To get out of this state, you have a few options. You can try to increase your temperature on your own to start the unfreezing process, or you can ask your allies for help. Allies can spend some of their stamina to help unfreeze your castle, which is another great reason to be in an active and supportive union. So please, keep an eye on your castle temperature. On a lighter note, there's a fun new minigame this season. It's a slide puzzle where you help animals escape a farm and get to the barn. You move the animals by swiping, and they'll slide until they hit an obstacle or another animal. Once an animal reaches the barn at the bottom, its icon appears. You then need to get another animal of the same type into the barn to pair them up and clear them out. Be careful though, if the barn gets full before you can make a match, it's game over. This minigame is more than just a fun distraction. It gives you tons of coal. This is a massive help for upgrading your mythical workshops, so make sure you're playing it every single day. Don't miss out on all that free fuel. And finally, some amazing news, especially for our free-to-play and low-spending players. 2 fantastic heroes, Rexer and Sophia, have been added to the summoning hall for the season. They have their own special banner, but they share a hero pool with the normal banner. The big deal here is that both Rexer and Sophia have a much higher probability of being summoned from this seasonal banner. You'll need a new type of hero summoning voucher, which you can earn from Season 1 events or buy-in packs. This is a golden opportunity to get your hands on some top-tier heroes. So save up those seasonal vouchers, and good luck with your pulls. That's a comprehensive look at the new Polar Tempest season in XClash. It's a huge update with a lot to learn, from managing temperature and resistance to building new structures and fighting new monsters. Focus on your thermal furnace and mithril workshops, work with your allies, and don't forget that mini-game 4 extra resources. It's going to be a challenging 8 weeks, but also a ton of fun. Thanks for watching, and I hope this guide helps you conquer the frozen wastes. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more guides, and let me know your thoughts on Season 1 in the comments below. Stay warm, and I'll see you in the next one.